Hi, my name is Thomas, and I'm the co-founder of Aegis Galaxy. We are a streetwear brand and creative agency and now brick and mortar store based out of Jakarta, Indonesia, founded by Georgie and myself in 2013. Aegis Galaxy has always been about mentality and working with like-minded people. So how did I connect with Jeff Staple? Well, this happened a couple of years ago. I think it was Puma reached out to us to help out with a store opening for Puma Select. And they reached out to us as the agency to help activate the opening. And that's where Jeff and I connected. So Jeff Staple flew to Jakarta for the first time and we helped with the activation. And since then, we became good friends. So how did this particular collaboration come about, right? Actually, this collaboration would be our second official collaboration with Jeff Staple. The first one we did was when we first opened our store in October 2020. It was towards the end of the year where Staple and Aegis Galaxy worked on a small capsule collection together. It was quite a crazy year that we were going through. We just opened the store, things were on lockdown. Jeff and I worked on this little project where it started off by, during lockdown, I was working on a couple of sketches. And one thing led to another. Like, I made these sketches as a what if collaboration, sent it to Jeff on WhatsApp. Our whole collaboration happened on WhatsApp, which was quite cool. And then he would respond, be like, oh, these are dope. What would these look like in vector format? And then from there, I was like, oh, I don't know, let me try it. And then I would bang it out in vector format, send it out to him. He's like, oh, cool. What would this look like on the shirts or like on a jacket or something? And on the sideline, I was showing Georgie, my partner, I was like, yo, I don't know if this is turning into an actual thing, but we were just playing along, you know? And yeah, one thing led to another. And then after the vector graphics were done, we mocked them up. And then the next thing, Jeff was like, hey, when do you want to launch this? And I was like, what? Oh shit, we're actually doing collaboration. And that's how it spawned, and that's how it happened. And it was one of the coolest collabs that we did since we opened our store. So within our collaboration, I did a bunch of graphics that really, at least what I thought, represented Staple and Aegis Galaxy coming together. You know, looking at the pigeon as a bird that represents not only New York, but actually any city that has, like, you know, hustle and bustle and that survival mentality. I always felt and resonated with the pigeon, you know, and seeing how Jeff used that mascot to make what his mentality is about, right? So within the collaboration, the sketches that we made, there was one particular one that I thought, hey, was my interpretation of what I thought Jeff was. Not only a great designer, you know, an educator, a key influencer, especially in fashion and streetwear. I felt like, you know, he's from New York. He's a hustle guy, you know? And that's where I felt I wanted to illustrate something a little badass, you know? A bird with a baseball bat, with a narcissistic attitude. He was just a thug, a cool thug, you know? Somebody that had survival mentality. And it was that bird that a few years later, Jeff and I, we were at SneakerCon and we were talking about, man, we were reminiscing on our collaboration that happened within the pandemic, and then how now we are out here doing an activation and we're out again in public, just sharing our brand ethos to the rest of the world. And we were in Singapore. That was we were talking about what was our favorite graphic from the collection, and the bird that with the baseball bat was the one that he said like that was his favorite. And then I made a joke and I said, imagine that as a toy. And then he was serious. It was no joke on his side. He said, let's hit up Jackson from Mighty Jaxx, and now we have a collaboration together. We're making a toy of that particular bird that I illustrated. So from a sketch into a t-shirt and now a toy, how do I feel? I think it's fucking awesome. No matter what you do as a creative, you know, let it be in the format of a t-shirt or a poster or a graphic. At the end of the day, all of this, for me, is just art. It's adding inspiration into the world. And I hope that anybody that receives this figure, especially if you're a Staple fan, you know, and you've been following his work for the many years that he's contributed to, I'm sure you're gonna really love this toy. And in regards to how I feel about it all, I think it's so dope. Like it's amazing to see something come from a 2D sketch into a 3D format. And I gotta give a big shout out to the Mighty Jacks team for making it look exactly how I pictured it in my head. It's insane. So kudos to you guys. I'm really excited about this project and I can't wait for you all to get this figure. So stay tuned for the release date and hope you appreciate this figure as much as we did building it for you.